Hey fam, welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what time it is. Normally we do this on Tuesday, but last night we had just a little bit of some technical difficulties, but not to be outdone. I am here for you tonight, as I always try to be. And not just me though. I mean, it would be enough. It'd be good enough if I just came out and just hung out with you guys for a little bit. But I just didn't want to just hog all of your attention myself. I brought some friends of mine here with me and got the wonderful ADOS leaders, a couple of ADOS leaders with me that I'm proud to be associated with, Miss Tiffany Quarles and Miss Catrice. How are you doing? How you ladies doing tonight?
I am doing amazing.
All right. Miss Catrice.
Beautiful.
Miss Catrice Deal, how are you doing? You doing all right as well?
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's jump right into this. I don't want to keep you here long because in just a little while, we're going to jump on over to Yvette's show. I know she's got a hot topic for us tonight, so we're going to check her out in just a little bit. But let's jump right into this. Of course, we always start off with the ADOS report card, and what these are, where we start with is the CBC members who have not co-sponsored HR 40, and we just take those top 10, the 10 with the most tenure, and we look at their Twitter for the past week and see what's been keeping them so busy. Obviously, if you have, you don't have time to get over HR 40, I got it. So there must be something that's keeping you busy. So let's check it out and see how they did. And of course, we're looking for some ADOS tweets, right? We got them on the report card. So what are ADOS tweets? What are we looking for? We're looking for something that has to do with reparations, something that has to do with ending mass incarceration or closing the racial wealth gap. So that's what I look for when I graded their Twitter timeline. And so of course we got to start with Big John Lewis. Tenure 1987. He doesn't have many tweets. He only had 2. Obviously, none of them were ADOS. So John gets a 0. He's got 0%. But I did get a chance to see a story about John today that kind of caught my attention. I thought it was a little interesting. It said John Lewis. He was moved to tears over ancestors' voter card. It stirred the emotions in a Democratic caucus. Isn't that wonderful? And as I was reading through this, I just felt some kind of way about that. It said, John Lewis and several of his Democratic colleagues broke down in tears during a closed-door meeting Tuesday after a historian described the congressman's reaction when he saw his great-great-grandfather's voter registration card for the first time. Now, I can imagine that would be very emotional. But what I want to challenge John with is, instead of crying, why don't you honor your great-great-grandfather and sponsor HR 40, or at least push for reparations? Wouldn't that be so much better, John? I think it would, John. So, I'm just going to throw that out there for John. I know he always watches my show. So, John, peace out to you. I appreciate that. So we're going to move on. We're not going to stay with John too long. We're going to move on to the next person as we see how the rest of these people did. You see who's next. All right, Sanford Bishop. We're going to, and here's another thing I noticed. The top 5 people are from Georgia. What is going on with my people in Georgia? And I also put the percentage of Black in the district that they're from. John Lewis, 58% Black. ADOS in his district, not sponsoring HR 40. That's a problem, fam. Sanford Bishop. So we got back-to-back, the longest tenure. He's got 50% in his district. He had 8 tweets, 0 ADOS-related tweets. Mr. Bobby Sanford from Virginia, 1993, 11 tweets, 0 ADOS-related tweets, 0%. Mr. Clay, Mr. Clay is always one of my favorite people. He will retweet about anything and everything. He actually had 131 retweets. Now you would imagine, because I know in his district, which is 40% Black, includes Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, includes that area. You would think out of 131 tweets, something would be about reparations, something would be about ending mass incarceration, something would be about closing the racial wealth gap. Well, he did get 3 out of 131, so that brought him up to a 2%. And I don't care how you grade it, 2% is going to give you an F. So yeah, Mr. Clay, I'm going to need you to do some more work. Mr. Scott, tenure 2003, he had 4 tweets, 0 ADOF. Another one in Georgia. What is going on with my people in Georgia? Come on now, 54% of his district is black, and he has not signed on the HR 40 or push reparations. Mr. Cleaver, now I found Mr. Cleaver, Mr. Emmanuel Cleaver, I found his Twitter a little interesting because as I was looking, doing the research and looking on his Twitter, one of those tweets really stood out to me. And I want to kind of share that with you so we could kind of see what's been keeping him busy. Obviously, busy guy, he can't get over the HR 40, must be something really, really relevant that's keeping him busy. And he gave a list of the first 150 days into our Congress for the people. And he said, at the House, Democrats have voted for, and this is his list. You can go out to his Twitter and you can see it for yourself. Protect the dream. That was the #1 thing that he listed. Hashtag protect the dream. Talking about dreamers. They weren't talking about ADOS. They're talking about dreamers. Provide disaster relief. That's fine. Protect our care. Lower prescription drugs. Implement universal background checks on firearms and address the gender wage gap, not the racial wage gap, but the gender wage gap. So those are the things that he's proud of having accomplished in the first 150 days. And obviously one of those things was not co-sponsoring HR 40. So obviously he's been busy, just not on ADOS Matters. Marsha Fudge, 8 tweets, 0 ADOS tweets. 54% of her district is ADOS. She's in Ohio. Come on, Ohio people, gotta do better. Mr. Hakeem Jeffries, 2013, 9 tweets, 1 ADOS. He's at 11%. How sad is it that the highest grade we were able to give, all of them Fs, right? We get that. The highest grade we were able to give is 11%. He's out of New York, 56% black. So what that says to me is we have a lot of our ADOS constituents, a lot of our ADOS family that are not on their job. They just aren't on their job. You got to get on these people. You have got to get on these people. Mr. Mark Vesey, he's only got 15% ADOS in his district, so I'm not surprised that he didn't have a lot of ADOS related tweets. 23 tweets, 1 involving ADOS, so he got a 4%. And Miss Robin Kelly, she's out of Illinois, 24 tweets, 0 ADOS, 0%. 55% of her district is ADOS. So I'm gonna come to my ladies, so my leaders, my ADOS leaders here, and I'm gonna go to Miss Tiffany first. And Tiffany, I just want, after that report card that I read, what is your impression of what I've just shared?
My impression is that we have a lot of work to do. I think though that the tide is turning in our favor. I mean, we just had a tweet from Ayanna Presley, Ayanna Presley, who actually used the hashtag ADOS in referring to us. So people are definitely learning more about the movement. And today we had a petition, regarding HR 40, and we are close to 500 signatures. And, they know who we are, and I believe that they see that we are a real movement and that we have boots on the ground. And so I believe that a lot of the names that you just called out, I believe that they will definitely, be sponsoring this legislation as soon as they see that we are real and that we can make a difference.
Absolutely, and thank you for reminding me of that. Shout out. We talked to a lot here about the negative. Thank you for reminding me of that. Shout out to Miss Ayanna Presley, CBC member. So when I give you this bad news, obviously she's exempt. So we want to make sure that we give her all the praise, all the love, all ADOS love. It's almost like customer service. A lot of times we write in and complain about the bad ones, but sometimes we don't praise the good ones. So shout out to her. We appreciate that. Ms. Patrice, when I read this report card to you, what is your impression? What are your first thoughts?
Yeah, I can only really echo what Tiffany said. We do still have a lot of work to do, but we are making some progress, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Yesterday, actually, the Root reported that 91% of the inmates that were freed by the First Step Act were Black, so that's a positive thing. We know that legislation, happened last year. And we have some positive things happening. That's a good thing.
That is.
My son's trying to make his debut.
That's all right. He'll star like his mom. He just wants to get a little prime time. That's okay. That's all right. Well, yeah, as you ladies said, obviously we have a lot of work still left to do. But hey, we got the right people to do it. And speaking of work to do, that kind of segues right into this weekend. A lot of people will be celebrating Juneteenth. We also know, thank you, Dana. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, everybody, for that shared the video. Certainly appreciate that. I forgot to say that. Jump in the comments, thumbs up, hearts, all that good stuff. If you're watching this now on YouTube, make sure to like it, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I appreciate everybody that has joined in. Also, as we said, as I segue into Juneteenth is a week away. It's literally next Wednesday, so it's a week away. And for those that know this, a lot of times we have activities on the weekend before. Some are going to be on that weekend. I'm sorry, on that weekday, and some are going to be the weekend afterwards. But we got one that's happening this coming Saturday. Not going to steal any of her thunder. I'm not even going to sing I Love LA. I want to, but I'm going to resist. Miss Tiffany, can you tell us what you, ADOS, are going to be doing in LA?
Oh, I'd love to. So just to give your listeners a little background, as many may know, Juneteenth is actually a holiday that originates from Galveston, Texas. And so during the Great Migration, a huge chunk of ADOS Texans relocated to California, mostly the Los Angeles area. So we have a large percentage of our ADOS who are originally grandparents and great-grandparents came from Texas. So here in LA, we take Juneteenth pretty seriously. There is quite a few activities, happening between, I would say, Friday all the way into next week. But we chose Saturday because that's, when most people will probably be attending most of the Juneteenth events. So we have about 25 of us who are going out into Leimert Park, which is like the center of Black Los Angeles, the cultural center of Black Los Angeles. And we'll be passing out about 500 flyers, talking to people, getting their contact information. We also may send some of our ADOS members to other activities in, surrounding cities with large ADOS populations like Carson. We have someone going to Compton. We may try to get someone to go to Inglewood. So we will be throughout, the community, just educating people. And what we want to segue that into is a town hall that we're planning for August. So we're going to get the names. We're going to keep people informed about what's going on. And then we're going to have a town hall, which will be ADOS 101.
Awesome.
So, and another thing we're working with that's kind of connected to Juneteenth is the 40 Days of Prayer. That's Dr. Cosby's event. That will be commemorating the 400th anniversary of Africans being brought to America. So he's going to have churches throughout America pray between July 12th and August 20th. And we're helping get the word out with ADOS LA churches. And so we may be passing out flyers for that on Juneteenth as well.
Awesome. 40 days of prayer. I love that. I know we're going to be hearing a lot more about that. So it looks like it's going to, absolutely. Going to get started this Saturday, 11 a.m. I'm going to get this flyer out, and I know you've been kind of passing it around on Twitter. We're going to be blowing it up, man. We're going to be doing it on Twitter. We're going to be doing it on YouTube. We're going to be doing it on Facebook, obviously. Now, you have to help me with this name. What's the name of the location?
Yes, so we will be meeting at 11 a.m. this Saturday at Queen Amina. That's in Leimert Park. That's our base for where we'll be passing out flyers. We'll have a table out there. So if you are in the Los Angeles area, come on by. We'd love to have you. We'd love to meet you. Queen Amina. Let's see, let me pull up the address. Or do you have the address?
I got it right here. I just needed help with that name, man. That name just threw me out for some reason. It's 4339 Degnan Boulevard, Los Angeles, California 90008. And if you want to get in contact with this great leader, just get in contact with her on Twitter at Queen of LA2. And so we're going to be, as like I said, we're going to be sharing that information all over. So make sure you get in contact with her, whether you want to know more about ADOS or you are ADOS and you just want to kind of get involved. You just want to be part of the event. And so I appreciate that. Just hang around with us. We're almost to the end. And I'm just so proud of this next young lady, this leader. She's taken on the challenge of the ADOS group to really look at mass incarceration, right? So we talk a lot about reparations, but that's not all that we're about. We're also about finding solutions and celebrating victories when it comes to mass incarceration. So she's accepted the challenge. I challenged her. She's accepted that challenge of being the lead of the Indy Mass Incarceration Group. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Ms. Catrice Deal, and you can give us our mass incarceration report.
Okay, so with mass incarceration, that's a problem that greatly affects our community. And right now, we're just working on making this personal for everyone. We want to know why mass incarceration is important to you specifically, because we know that if it doesn't affect you, perhaps it affects one of your neighbors, perhaps it affects one of your family members. So we want to make sure that people are keeping it personal to them, because it is something that affects our community a lot, essentially. And of course, we want to stick to our sound bites, because those are the things that people are going to remember. So we have some sound bites that we're working on putting together a short video that is going to go over some of the facts. For example, how many U.S. ADOS we have, as well as how many of us are represented in the prison population. And basically what can be done to turn mass incarceration around. It can lead to decarceration instead of the incentivized incarceration that we continue to see so far.
Absolutely. Thank you. Oh, good. Thank you for that. Man, I am so excited about you taking advantage of this group, taking over the group and being that leader that we really need at this time. You know, a lot of people, I still haven't seen the whole movie yet. You know, a lot of people have watched I think, what's it called, They Are Us, or When They See Us, and they feel some kind of way about it. And what I challenge people is, don't just feel, get involved. It's one thing to look at that, and you know, we have these emotions. All of a sudden we're angry, but there are people that are still in those situations that we just don't know about. So my challenge to anybody that sees that movie or have heard of the movie, to get involved, because we want to make sure that our loved ones, especially our ADOS community, is protected, and that we end this mass incarceration. We'll go into that a whole lot deeper in the weeks ahead. I'm so excited about this group, because this group is not just about reporting the bad news. Oh, it's this many prisons. Oh, yeah, we know that. What this group is going to be focused on is solutions and resources, right? What's working, and how can we connect all those different groups together so that we can end this thing. We just need to just get rid of it altogether. But I appreciate both of you guys for being here, both of you ladies for being here. You've made this so much better than it would have been just with me. Any final thoughts? I'm going to let our guest, because Catrice is part of my leadership team, so Tiffany is kind of grafted in. She is a guest, but she's like a sister to me. Tiffany, any last words that you want to say before we leave?
Yes, I just want to encourage listeners everywhere to get involved. Like, don't wait for someone to do it. Just start organizing. I actually did it through Twitter. You know, I just started asking people who are from the LA area who support ADOS, they want to meet up. And, you know, that's how it got started. So if you're wondering, you know, when can we have a meetup in my city, just be the one to do it, and you'd be surprised about, you know, what you can get done.
All right, just like the Bible was, when I did that video, it said when two or more gather together, hey, guess what? All you need to start a group is you and somebody else. So hey, don't let the numbers fool you. Don't let the numbers kind of dissuade you from starting. Just get started. Just jump right in there and get started. Ms. Catrice, is there any final words that you like to say before we leave?
I don't have any final words. I think you all summed it up perfectly.
I think what she kind of trying to say is I took all her words. I must have used all of them. All right. Well, ladies, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. This has been the ADOS Report. I want to encourage you. I'm going to be sharing that information with you. It's going to have names. It's going to have the numbers. Call these people because we can't, especially my people in Georgia. I just got to get on y'all, fam. Come on, fam. Georgia, y'all just showing out. You letting these people that have a majority black district just kind of just get away from you. I was gonna say some other things, but I'm not gonna do it. You just let them just really show out. So we don't need that to happen. We need to make sure that they're taking care of ADOS business and taking care of our people. All right, fam. With that being said, I want to wish you a wonderful night and make sure that you jump on and meet me over at Yvette Carnell's in just a little while. I think 8:40-ish. That's usually what she says. 8:40s. I'll see you over there, fam. Yeah, I know, right? Right. You have a good evening. Talk to you later. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. That raised me.